So we are talking about rubrics today, and I wanted to show you some examples of how rubrics can save time, how you can connect your rubrics to the standards, and also to help your students focus in on specific skills within those standards that you really want them to work on. It helps you be more objective in your grading, and I think it provides a fairer playing field for students because they know exactly what you expect from them. So this is an assignment I gave last year, and when students open the assignment, they have a copy of the article that they're responding to here that I've put in the assignment, and if they scroll down, they can see the rubric that I've attached. It shows them exactly what I'm looking for, and you can see here on the left are the standards, and here's within the standards what I'm looking for. So let's take a look at what happens when they've completed the assignment. So when I click on here to grade, the first thing I see is their paper, which I can read excuse me, and take notes on. And then when I go to grade it, when I click on it, I have the rubric. This is the rubric that they saw on the front page. So, for example, here's my standard clear and coherent writing, and I have various points that I can give them. And after I've read it, I can decide which one of these it fits into. And I simply click through the standards. I have comments. Here I've told her to see my comments for revision. She has the opportunity to revise. She's got lots of work to do here. When I click save, that score goes into PowerSchool directly from here. So I don't have to write it down. I don't have to transition it. It goes directly here. So for me, the rubric takes a very complex task, and of course writing and grading writing is one of the most complex tasks we have, and really simplifies it. It keeps me honest. I can't fudge because either the person did it or they didn't do it. And so that's one great use of rubrics. Another great place to use a rubric is within a quiz. So you might have a quiz where you've got a short answer response, and although Schoology will grade multiple choice and matching and all those other kinds of questions, the short answer response is something you have to go in and grade. And when you have 165 short answer responses, or more if you put more than one in your quiz, that can be really time consuming. So that's where I really like to use a rubric. So here's a quiz from last year. And I'm going to view by question so that I can just do all the short answers all at once. And you'll see here this little icon next to each short answer is a rubric. I'm going to click on that, and up pops the rubric, the things that I am expecting them to do within their short answer. And then I simply click through, click save, and they have their score, and that immediately adds to their total score, goes directly into PowerSchool. And I can read their responses, maybe make a comment, do a quick rubric, and I can get through 165 short answer questions very quickly. The last way that you can use a rubric that I think is really time consuming is in a class discussion. Again, if you've had each student post and respond to 2 posts, that's 3 times 165 posts that you need to respond to. So this is another place where I use a rubric. So here's an argument essay discussion, and my rubric shows up right here for the kids. They see it. They know what is expected. It's connected to the standards. I can highlight the student that I want to grade, and it'll show their name in blue like this, and I can go through and read all their posts this way. When I'm ready to grade it, I just click on this, click on the rubric, it pops up. There's the exact same rubric they saw at the beginning. I can click through. This is from last year, so he's not my student anymore. And save. And now it's graded and it's in PowerSchool. All right, so how do you do this? So there's a couple of things that I will show you that will help you, I think. The first is in my resource folder, I do keep a folder, in this folder, rubrics. As I'm creating rubrics, I send them over here so that I have pretty much all the rubrics that I have used. So I would recommend that. What's nice about that is it's an easy to share from year to year. The second thing that I'll show you is as you're creating rubrics in a class, they will be stored in this grade setup area. If you notice up here, you've got scales. That's what's showing right now. When you click over here to rubrics, so these are all the rubrics that I have used already in my classes this year. So let's say I create one in one class, but I don't have it in the other class. This is how I share it. I would copy it to course. And then it would show up when I go to create a rubric in a class. And let me show you how to do that. So let's pretend like we're making we'll just do a discussion, we'll say. And we'll call it how do you use rubrics in your classroom? All right, and then I could put the instructions. Share a post and comment on 2 other posts. I'm going to put my due date. I'm going to align it to standards. There we go. Okay, like that. I'm going to enable grading. Put it in a category, homework, classwork. Now right here it says it's set up for numeric grading. I'm going to change that to rubric. Now I already have a discussion rubric and I could attach it here. But let's say that I don't. I'm going to click Create New. Now all the standards that I attached at the beginning to this assignment are here. And now I can go in and decide, well, what's excellent look like? Am I concerned? What am I going to pick out of here that I really want them to do? 1, 2, or 3 of the things that are mentioned. And I can add my points. Right now it's worth 12. I can change these to 5 to make it worth 15 or whatever I wanted to do. I give it a title and I click Create. Now, if I create this assignment and I share it over to my other assignments, that rubric will go with it. So once you attach the rubric, it will go with the assignment. Let's say I want a rubric, but I don't want the standards. So then I can just create any criteria I want, spelling, politeness, ideas, whatever I want it to put in, and then I can put my grading scale in, whatever I want them to specifically do. What's great about this is when they open the assignment, as you saw before, it shows them exactly what you're looking for. Sometimes I like to use rubrics that are just you did it or you didn't do it. So they're just a binary, and those can be really helpful for a quick, I'm looking for this, you did it. I'm looking for this, you didn't do it. So that's a good overview of rubrics. I hope it's helpful. I hope you find them as time-saving as I do.